Shinna is a young boy who walks to the store late at night. However, as he approaches the shop, he sees people leaving and two females colliding with him. Shinna observes what is going on as they lay flat on the ground. A crazed criminal is wielding a knife in front of everyone and threatening to kill them. He initially tries to flee while asking the females to do the same, but finds that the girls are too afraid to go. Seeing this as an opportunity to demonstrate his genuine courage, he charges at the insane man and knocks him to the ground. He begs the girls to hurry up and go until he discovers that the criminal has stabbed him right in front of them and is fleeing. The females hurry over to investigate him, but it's too late. Shinna had already taken his last breath. The girls can't believe what they're seeing and cry their hearts out. Shinna, on the other hand, feels delighted he was able to save them, despite making them weep afterwards. He eventually accepts his fate, and then he wakes up in a luxurious bedroom, laying on the bed. He believes he has survived and is in a private hospital, but as he looks around, he notices a maid and an unknown woman. The maid begins to cry, referring to him as Master Kane, and the other lady immediately embraces him, asking whether he recognizes his mother. People are relieved that he's okay, but he still doesn't understand why people keep calling him Kane. Shinna has no idea what is going on, who these ladies are, and, more significantly, who the man in the mirror is. As predicted, he begins to panic, wondering where he is, who that person is, and who these individuals are. After calming down, he realizes it's his body, and the women explain that he's been sleeping for a week after being bedridden with a fever. Shinna realizes what's going on while glancing in the mirror as the two go to cook him some lunch. He realizes he is now Kane, the son of a nobleman, and, more significantly, he is fulfilling his dream, having been reborn in another universe. He's disappointed by this news because he intended to assist apprehend the perpetrator but was stabbed and killed. But not all hope is lost within him. He had hoped to reincarnate into a different universe, so he will grab the opportunity to accomplish what he has always wanted to do. Sylvia attempts to bring him up to date on what's been going on since he went into a coma. Kane, the third son of the Silford household, finds that he was born into a noble family that administers the Gracia territory. He can tell his family is wealthy based on the furnishings surrounding him and the home he is in, owing to the fact that he has two brothers, one sister, and one stepmother, giving him permission to create his own harem right away. But he wants to go outside and see what's going on, so he asks Sylvia when he may. She describes everything about the land, the forest of monsters, adventures, and so on. He is overjoyed to have died in his previous life. Sylvia assures him that when he grows older, he can become a magician and defeat the demons. He's so enthusiastic that he wants to attempt magic right away, but Sylvia reminds him that humans can only use magic after the age of 5, so he'll have to wait another 2 years. He must go to the temple and receive a blessing from God before he may utilize it. But he's far too eager to practice magic to wait 2 years. He wants to use magic right immediately, so he has to find a method fast. So, first and foremost, he must master the fundamentals, such as how to write and perform maths. Because he was in high school, the work was straightforward for him. His parents begin to wonder why he has changed so much after waking up. He panics, but says that he was merely trying to learn. That's when his father tells him that because he's the third son, he's practically doomed. When it comes to the heirloom, he has no rights. Kane then uses this occasion to request books about magic and the world. His sister dislikes it since he can't use magic, until he begins to utilize it without anybody noticing. His sister nearly caught him doing magic, but she didn't see anything. But he can't let down his guard since she has a little brother complex. She instructs him on the universe, history, and magic. A random individual with a Japanese name revealed their kingdom was established. He's practically living the dream as she tells him about all the races, elves, dwarves, and beastfolk. After 2 years, when he is 5 years old, he will go to the temple to get his blessing. He meets his father and mother, as well as his elder sister, who gives him a big embrace for being so adorable. They all walked out of the home and into the carriage to begin their journey. Kane is overjoyed that he will finally recognize his magical position and venture out. When he asks his sister what a status screen looks like, she demonstrates him by opening her own. He examines her profile carefully and notices her magic levels. He notices her title of being infatuated with him and nearly chokes on nothing. She blushes, but he diverts her attention to her magic levels of 2 each. His father explains the many degrees of magic to him. They are granted by God's blessing and range from 1 to 5. They enter, and the ritual starts. The priest performs the incantations on behalf of the gods, and Kane excitedly awaits the reveal of his magical status. He hears someone laughing and notices a brilliant light behind the god's sculptures. In the next second, he opens his eyes and realizes he's in the world of the gods. Many additional godlike individuals come one after the other. They're relieved that Kane is now 5 years old since it seemed like an eternity. Shanna is his given name. They introduce themselves to him and explain how he got up in this planet. Essentially, this is another example where an error occurred. He wasn't intended to die. Instead, the lunatic was supposed to tumble while fleeing and be apprehended. Shinna, on the other hand, resolved to be a hero and went for it. Therefore, he died for no purpose. Because the gods considered he was a wonderful person, they chose to reincarnate him in this realm. They attempted to lock his memories to protect him from the anguish of nappy changes, but he miraculously awakened them. Cain is still grateful to them for allowing him to save his memories. He had no relatives in his previous environment, and remembering this made him appreciate his family even more. Each of the gods approaches him, blessing him and promising to see him again. Everyone comments on the illumination and the potential that he has been blessed by the gods upon his return to the temple. His father becomes excited and asks him to show him his status window, but Cain realizes something is awry since the god of creation informed him he had a small gift for him while chuckling. Cain hurries out from the place, pretending to be unwell in order to conceal and check his numbers. And, to his surprise, he was correct. His stats are all at their maximum. They're all level 10, and despite being just 5 years old, he's already an S rank. Fortunately, that ancient deity saw logic and bestowed upon him a magical enchantment that allows him to forge his status window numbers. Later, after dinner, his father requests that he show him his status window. He acts normal, C rank, all god blessings, between levels 1 and 3, which is already far too powerful for a 5-year-old. Of course, everyone is stunned, and he possesses over 300,000 magical powers, which is 300 times stronger than the country's top magicians. Everyone in his family is so startled that his father instructs him not to expose his position to anybody who doesn't know he's much stronger. He says that if Cain brags or makes a bad move, he will be labeled a menace to the world and placed under strict control. Cain returns to his room, seeing his error and how he should have reduced his numbers even further. He does, however, come upon a book about summoning magic. He's always wanted to summon cute creatures and play with them, so he chooses to summon something outside. He begins the process, intending to call out something fluffy, but what emerges from that circle is a monster, not anything like that. For some reason, his sister and a cat girl are both out walking at the same time. Cain rushes to block the demon from attacking them, positioning himself in front of them. The females cry as the devils yell, making him consider how he attempted to defend the other 2 females in his former life. He pushes forward once more, he unleashes his flame magic, leaps upon the beast, and prepares to strike. He is punched by the monster. While being pounded, he summons all his bravery and casts a spell that returns the demon to where it came from, saving the day. Obviously, he is still knocked to the ground, and the females rush to his rescue. His sister is splitting apart, and he's lying there wondering whether he'll die again for defending 2 girls. The girls cry even more as he closes his eyes and accepts his fate. He has no injuries on his body till he just sits up and realizes he isn't dead. His sister sheds a few more tears before smiling and hugging him, making him realize that in his previous life, he could only make other females weep. But this time is different. He will guard everyone's smiles. He presents himself at the meal and expresses his ambition to travel the world and become an explorer. Thanks for watching. Please make sure to subscribe and watch my other videos if you're into my content.